Hello everyone, I'm RAUNDLER and you're watching Tottenham versus Chelsea Premier League. This is a PES 21 simulation fully recorded and edited for your entertainment.
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Well, there are plenty looking forward to seeing this, a capacity crowd here.
Well, the atmosphere, Peter, certainly doesn't feel like a friendly. We all know about the quality we have on show here, so I hope that the crowd demand as much as they can get, and I hope the players will oblige them.
There's the whistle, and here we go. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, this guy, Pedro Neto, is a real footballing thoroughbred, Peter, and I'm a huge fan of his direct style. There's a genuine intensity and aggression in everything he does, but that doesn't seem to diminish his creative output at all. He goes for it every time.
Yes, he'd be my pick too. It's going to be all about how they get the best out of him. Utogi wins the duel this time. Utogi did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Pedro Porro. Brennan Johnson. Johnson has got himself a free kick. Warning shot across the bow. Gets it away. That is a little undercooked. Pedro Neto. Fofana. Fernandez. Palmer. Cucurella. Fernandez. James. Caicedo. And it's James. And here's Neto. Aimed in towards the centre. Time to deliver. Nice control. Caicedo. Pedro Neto! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Tolibouani. Brennan Johnson. Now it's Kudus. Big chance! They've played it short. That is lovely. Can he deliver? Can he finish?
We'll simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
James. Fernandez. Palmer. Fofana. Palmer. Bissouma, that's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of... That's a foul, no two ways about it. James is being told in no uncertain terms that this will be his final warning.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
Oh, it's a searing run. He is a man on a mission. And it's Bissouma. Oh, nice touch. Johnson. Fernandez does really well to win the ball there. Palmer. Fernandez. Pedro Neto. Now it's João Pedro. Proves too strong. Pedro Neto. Caicedo. Cross goes in there. Van der Ven with the clearance. Pedro Porro. Johnson. Romero. Johnson. Out for a throw. Caicedo stood his ground strongly. Johnson. Oh, easy pickings there. Colwell. Pedro Neto. Fernandez. Kudus. Udogi. Udogi. Great run on the overlap here. James shifted upfield. James. Fernandez. And it's Caicedo. And he has been fouled there. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Bissouma can get it clear. Cucurella. Now then, the ball's come loose. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Either side really getting hold of the ball. Colomwani! Well, that is rather wayward.
Colomwani probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
Fernandes. Cucurella. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
He is just caressing the ball. Yeah, he's fouled him there. It's not taken him long. That's going to be a booking. Straight into the wall. And it's Caicedo. Now who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. He's pulled off a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
That has been knocked clear. And they've got a throw. Fernandes. And here's Fernandes. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Caicedo. The doggy getting this one clear. Now it's Pedro Neto. Oh, sweet feet. There are a few waiting for it. James making good progress on the right-hand side. So who's he picking out? Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Palmer. Chance to play it in. Defending of the desperate variety. Romero. Plenty of endeavour from either side, but not much of it in the vicinity of either goal.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
Van der Ven gently done. Moved on forwards. Great defending, strong and determined. Kudus. Johnson. And that is out of play. Good defending Yeah, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Danso. Pedro Porro. Now it's Johnson. And it's Porro. Pedro Porro. Now here's the delivery. Pedro Neto. Succumbs to the pressure. Chalobah. Fernandez. Bissouma. João Palhinha. Brennan Johnson. Bissouma. Oh, that's neat. It's a good foot in there. This interception, his positioning was spot on. Brennan Johnson. Pedro goes for the header! Great effort, he flew in with courage.
Kolo Muani instinctively knew that it was his best option. The planning beat the execution, though.
And it's played forward. Caicedo. And it's Palmer. Fernandez. Palmer has it out wide and in space. That's good play. Plenty waiting in the middle. Caicedo. Played out to the left flank. Fernandez. Cucurella crosses it in. That wasn't the greatest of balls. Bissouma. Udogi. Udogi. João Palhinha. Johnson. Shoots! Fernandez. Udogi. Bissouma. Kudus. Pedro Porro. That's very neat. Pedro Porro. Incoming delivery. That was very necessary. And here's Kudus. And it's Udogi. Kudus! He can get that clear. That's a nicely weighted pass. Sanchez needs a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. James. Bissouma. Brennan Johnson. Pedro Porro. Kudus. And here's Kolomwani! Palmer. Palhinha. Kudus. Oh, that's a very decent ball now. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. Pedro Neto. And it's Caicedo. Palhinha does really well to win the ball there. That's a foul. Now, this is interesting. He has already had his name taken once. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Yeah, and he's dodged a big one there. He has to be squeaky clean from here.
A finish right from the top draw. That was beautiful. Something close to genius. So the first goal of the game.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Lovely feet. Pedro Neto. Decent chance! It's in! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring!
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Pedro Porro. Showing good feet. Bissouma. Out towards the flank. Ball comes in. And that has been cleared. Pedro Neto. Caicedo. James. Palmer. Fernandes. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Johnson. Pedro Porro charging forward down that flank. That'll be a throw. And it's Porro. Bissouma. There's the shot! That was superb goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Caicedo aimed forwards. Pedro Neto. And he's onside. Looking for a decent ball in. Palmer. It's a loose ball. And reclaim. And one more try! Pedro Porro. Romero. Pedro Porro. Romero. Johnson. Lovely ball and a real chance now. And it's João Palhinha. Pedro Neto wins the duel this time. Udogi, back when it goes. Palmer. Pedro Neto. James. Pedro Neto. Caicedo. Fernandez. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Now it's Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto. And he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. It's all a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. Van de Ven. João Palhinha. Romero. João Palhinha. Udogi. Done delicately. James. Bissouma. Brennan Johnson. Johnson played out towards the right wing. Pedro Porro drives forward on the overlap. Lovely bit of skill. Reaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? He whips in across. He steps in. Can he finish? Split-second reaction.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
James. It's gone out for a throw-in. And it's James. Nice physical challenge. And he's heaved it away. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Pedro Porro. Johnson. Kudus. Oh, that's a nice ball. Fernandez. Palmer. Now he's off and running. And that has put paid to that. James. Palmer looking to add to his goal. Cucurella. Palmer. Fernandez. Palmer. And it's Cucurella. Oh, that's nice. Hit into the middle.
It was hopeful, to say the least. You need more men inside the box, more movement, otherwise it's pretty much a waste.
James, and that's aimed into the middle. And he's there to get it away. Well, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. And it's hoisted clear. Fofana. Palmer. That's tidy. Colomboani. Here's Colomboani. That has been cut short. Oh, it's come loose. Pedro Neto has created one goal already. Pedro Neto. Fernandez. That's an imaginative pass. Pedro Neto. Romero. Pedro Porro. Bissouma. Danso. That's really well manoeuvred. And it's Udogi. Kudus. Udogi picks it up now. Here's Colomboani.
Colomboani really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Pedro Porro. Bissouma. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. João Pedro. Oh, he's found support out wide. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. A chance to play it in. Bissouma. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. Romero, head over towards the opposite flank. Pedro Neto, battling down that right flank. Johnson.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Romero. Pedro Porro. It's a promising run he's making on the right. Oh, such a clever touch. Brennan Johnson. Tries a deft little ball. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Here it is, it's a mighty effort! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
James shifted upfield. Caicedo. That's a little off target. It's a throw-in. And it's Caicedo. Pedro Neto. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. James, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Palmer. Caicedo. Now it's João Pedro. It's anyone's ball now.
João Pedro really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Van de Ven. Pedro Porro. Johnson. Bissouma, played towards the other side. Udogu. Kudus. And it's lofted through here. Colwell, aim forwards. James. Caicedo. Caicedo, gently done. Palinia wins the duel this time. Kudus. Udogu. Needs a bit of penetration to go with all this possession. Romero. Johnson. And it's Porro. Bissouma moved on forwards. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Pedro Neto. James. Very nicely done. Pedro Neto. Kudus does really well to win the ball there.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Udogi. Danso. Udogi. Romero. Bissouma. Danso. Danso forwards and with intent. Bissouma. Spread out to the left. Oh, red, nice interception. James. Pedro Neto. Fernandez. And it's played forward. Pedro Neto! It's off target and by quite a way.
It wasn't the best strike, to be honest, Peter. The pass might have been a better option there.
João Palinia. Moved on forwards. Romero. Johnson. Bissouma. Pedro Porro. Bissouma. Brennan Johnson. Bissouma. Great defending, strong and determined. Cucurella. Caicedo. James. Palmer. Fernandez. Palmer. And it's Fernandez.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Pedro Neto. Plenty waiting in the middle. Delivered across. Kolumwani being hounded, manhandled at times.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Romero. Pedro Porro. Muscular approach does pay off here. Palmer going full steam ahead down the left flank. In with the challenge. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Caicedo. Pedro Neto. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Romero, Bissouma, Danso, aim forwards. João Palhinha, Pedro Porro. He is just caressing the ball. Proves too strong. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
Pedro Porro really needed to be much faster then, much more decisive.
Good ball, good take.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
And it's Udogi. Udogi gets a cross in. Could be danger here, and he shoots! His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. Killer pass, perfectly delivered.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Kudus. Udogi. Danso. Romero. Johnson. Pedro Porro. That is lovely. That is a brilliant interception.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Pedro Porro. Johnson. Kudus. Udogi. Oh, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. Romero, gently done. Calmly anticipates. Caicedo forwards and with intent. Can he get onto this? Danso. That's really well manoeuvred. Bissouma. Pedro Porro. Romero. Pedro Porro. Bissouma. Thinks one through. Chalobah can get it clear. And it's Bissouma. Oh, that's neat. João Palhinha. Udogi. Played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Romero. Johnson. Oh, good spread. And here's Kudus. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. It's really well played. Cucurella. Great run on the overlap here. Fernandes. Is there any support? He might not need it. Played in, climbs up big! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Pedro Neto clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
James plays it short. Palhinha is there and he can get that clear. And it's Palmer. Fernandes. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Been clubbed away. Palmer. Bissouma shifted upfield. Udogi. That's really well manoeuvred. Bissouma. Johnson. The referee's awarded a free kick. Pedro Porro opts to play it back. Oh, nice touch. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Bissouma. Van de Ven. João Palhinha. Udogi. Danso. Udogi. Danso. Kudus. Pedro Neto. James chooses to go cross-field. Palmer. And it's James. Kolimuani. Udogi. Kolimuani. Danso. Bissouma. Kudus. Pedro Porro. Pressing's intense and it's paid off. Pedro Porro. Johnson. Udogi. Brennan Johnson. It's run loose here. Colwell forwards and with intent. And here's Kolomuani. And it's Porro. Lovely bit of skill. Bissouma. And here's Johnson. And here's Kolomuani. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Bissouma, aim forwards. Shot a goal! Have it back and can go again. Cucurella. Palmer. Chalobah. Chalobah, gently done. João Pedro. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Van de Ven has given away a free kick. Pedro Neto.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Kolimuani. That's surely a foul. Free kick. Oh, that's a booking. Always looked it. And it's Kudus. Pedro Porro skims one in.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Cucurella. Palmer is onto it in a flash. Great defending, strong and determined. Johnson. Oh, sweet feet. Time to deliver. João Palhinha takes a shot! And that could have brought them level.
João Palhinha clearly knows that he let himself down there. He'd like another pop at that one, but that's not how it works.
James, and he goes cross-field. Palmer. João Pedro. He's pulled him up for that challenge. No way through, so back it comes.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Caicedo does really well to win the ball there. Pedro Neto. Fofana. Caicedo. Out to the left it goes. Cucurella. Fofana looks to the other side. Caicedo. James. And it's Caicedo. Caicedo has been caught there, it's a foul. Well, he knows very well that he is already walking a tightrope. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Well, he's asking for trouble, Peter, and with this urge to nibble away, I think the ref is spelling it out for him now.
Romero clears it away.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Johnson. Kudus. And here's Colomwani. That's tidy. And here's Colomwani. And the lead stays intact, just. Pedro Neto. James. Time is running out here.
Yeah, they're really playing in hope at this point, but hope is something you can always cling to.
Udogi. And here's Colomwani. Brennan Johnson. Caicedo wins the duel this time. Cucurella moved on forwards. Cucurella. Oh, such a clever touch. So who's he picking out? Cucurella. Oh, it's played into the area. Goes for a shot! He has done it! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the goal would be and where he needed to put himself.
So the lead now is 2. Pedro Porro. Johnson. Romero. Then over towards the opposite flank. And here's Kudus. Lovely feet. Brennan Johnson. Collymore, and the shot! He hits the net! Just gorgeous, the most glorious, delicious of touches, followed up with an unerring finish. Got ourselves a game here.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
Fernandez, and he goes cross-field. Pedro Neto.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Five minutes left on the clock. Chalobah, Caicedo, Pedro Neto, Caicedo. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
They are right into last chance territory. Nice defending, physical and effective.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Well, that's well done, really robust. And that's clear cut, it's a free kick. Well, that looks like a final warning, still no card.
Well, with him already been on a yellow, he should know much better than that.
Colwell succumbs to the pressure.
They're making life really hard for themselves. The ball needs to be in the mixer, not there.
He's found a way through. Here's the chance to cross. Showing good feet. Real chance! He scores! Tying minutes, and we're all square again.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
So all square with almost no time remaining. Bissouma does really well to win the ball there. Brennan Johnson. It really is now or never. They need a goal however it comes. Bissouma. Pedro Porro. If we're going to get a winner, it's got to come now. Disappointed with that. Bissouma.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
James. And it's played forward. Caicedo. And it's James. Pedro Neto providing an outlet on that flank. Caicedo. It is now or never. Time is against them. Chance for a shot! A real chance and a real let-off. Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Out of play for a throw. That has found him in acres of space. Udogi. Final seconds, this has to be it. Pedro Neto is fouled. Correa. Oh, that's nice. Swept in. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Kudus. Correa. And time is up. What a game. A contest of ferocity and marvellous talent from start to finish. What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, a decent draw, Peter, with a good mix of action and plenty of talking points, and it ended with the right result, in my opinion.
Thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans